Hello, I'm Nikos Nikolaidis, a professor in the School of Chemical and Environmental Engineering at the Technical University of Crete. And we are at the experimental station that we have in the H.E.R.S Critical Zone Observatory. The field here is at an elevation of about 15 to 20 meters. Of course, the watershed goes all the way up to 2,200 meters. It's a fairly large watershed. H.E.R.S Critical Zone Observatory has been studied significantly the past 17 years since it was established. In this particular field, we are at an avocado farm. The farm is about a little bit larger than about 2,200 square meters. It has about 70 avocado trees. In this particular section of the avocado farm, these trees are 5 years old. So this is the first year that they are going to be producing avocados. And we have set up we have this experimental setup in order to study both the productivity of the tree, how to irrigate it, and in general how to manage and optimize the water ecosystem, food and energy nexus. So to start with the instrumentation. We have a meteorological station, and the data from the meteorological stations can provide us, we can estimate the evapotranspiration for the tree. We have a series of cameras where we are measuring NDVI and PRI. These two parameters can be used to calculate the GPP, the gross primary productivity for the tree. Everything is run through photovoltaics, and then where the data are being communicated, sent to the Technical University of Crete. In addition, we have soil moisture meters that are near the tree and also away from the tree. And we have a series of soil lysimeters, so we will be able to measure the soil chemistry. We are monitoring the amount of irrigation, both for the whole field as well as for this individual tree. The way that we are irrigating the tree is that we have, this is drip irrigation. We have a pipe that goes around the tree about 1 meter away from the root. As the tree is growing, we could extend that. So in this way, the water is spread only in the area in a circle 2 meters diameter around the root of the trees. So by irrigating this way, we have been able to reduce the amount of irrigation water significantly. In fact, for the whole irrigation period season, for 25 trees, we have used about 250 cubic meters of water. So basically, each mature tree requires about 10 cubic meters of water for the summer season of irrigation water. This is significantly less than the amount that has been suggested by the ministry and other organizations, where they say that you need close to 600 to 700 millimeters of water to irrigate 1,000 square meters of an avocado field. We have done that with less than 300. So part of the reason is that we irrigate only, the water goes only to a certain section around the tree. The in between the tree areas are not being irrigated. And in this way, we are saving close to 2/3 of the amount of suggested water. And at the same time, we can see that the tree is not stressed. It is getting the amount of water that it needs. The way that the farmer is irrigating is that it maintains, he reads the soil moisture, and he tries to maintain the soil moisture to a fairly constant level. So he irrigates every 3-4 days, depending on the heat and so forth, and the drop of soil moisture. We have calculated that the amount that he is irrigating is approximately the amount that we are estimating for evapotranspiration from the meteorological conditions. Because of the soil structure, very little water is being leached to the groundwater. In addition, because we have the NDVI measurements, we have seen that 2 times during the season the farmer forgot to close the irrigation, and he irrigated more than it was necessary. At that time, we noticed that we had significant drop in the NDVI measurements, suggesting that the tree was stressed. Now, regarding the productivity of the tree, as we said, this is the year that we are going to get, this is the first year that we are going to get avocados, and here, for instance, is part of the avocado fruit that will be collected in the next few months. So, to maintain the soil fertility, the grass is cut and is kept here, so the soil, we have increases additions of organic matter into the soil. In addition, he is using manure to manure the trees in this way to increase the soil fertility. And at the same time increase the biodiversity of the soil. We also have a series of photovoltaics to cover all of the energy needs, including irrigation and transmission of data and so forth. That in this way we can account and try to optimize the water-energy-food-ecosystem nexus. So the idea is that we want to, with these measurements like the NDVI and PRI, to try to study all of the different phases of the tree, the time that we see the flowering, the time that it is during the growth of the produce of the avocado, to try to see when we should irrigate, when the tree is being stressed and so forth. So we will be able to respond and ensure that we will have high productivity and at the same time maintain the integrity of the ecosystem. Thank you.